How's it going, guys? I have a crazy topic for you today. So, is or was Aizen a good villain for Bleach? And I have come up with my speculations of what I believe of this to be true. And I believe that Aizen is a good villain. But before that, let me just go ahead and start off with some quotes that I found on the internet that give me further reason to believe of why I think Aizen is one of the best villains in Bleach. Here we go. We think the flower on the precept is beautiful because of our fear, or because our fear makes our feet stop at its edges. That was really good. Any betrayal you can see is trivial. What is truly frightening and much more lethal is the betrayal you cannot see. And that is also something that I want to touch on here for a couple of seconds. Aizen did not only betray Soul Society, but he performed holifications and experiments on everyone. And it was kind of like enslavement in a sense, because even the Vizards, they experimented with this, and they were basically cursed for so long. They had this curse of holification, and they didn't want it, but they accepted it. They accepted it and they dealt with it. And Aizen, this also is a symbolism, a foreshadow, because again, his right hand man, Jenny, his right hand man, he took him in. He thought that he was his cool right hand man, and he worked with him all throughout Soul Society, betrayed Soul Society, and in turn, he was betrayed by Jen. Of course, it would have been cool again would have killed him, but of course, he didn't, and that led to Ichigo fighting Aizen in that whole big old fight. But it was pretty cool, nonetheless. So let's go to the next one. In my eyes, there is no difference between wiping away one dust or two dust, and this dust symbolizes tears. So he says wiping away one tear or two or three has no difference. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I've lost all sense or hope for humanity. I don't care. I'm for my own self-interest. I want my things done my way. My goals are going to be handled my way. And if anybody's in denial of it or doesn't want to deal with it, hey, you're out of here. And and that's kind of cool because it also led Aizen to gather people who had like-minded uh, views. Now, Tosin is also one of those characters too. Not like Aizen, but he had a view of Soul Society that they were just for empowerment. They really just put some of the characters on the back burner, um, and he left Soul Society for his own reasons. I think it was justified. Um, and Kenpachi, they kind of had this little thing going on. They were kind of button heads a little bit. But overall, I do agree with the reason why Tosin left. So let's go and get into this. Don't use such strong words. It makes your weakness more apparent. It makes your weakness more apparent. Let's just think about this. It makes your weakness more apparent. Who does this? Who does this go towards? Cater towards? I would think Ichigo. Because Ichigo always uses these words of empowerment to his friends and saying, well, we're going to defeat this enemy, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And sometimes he gets it done, sometimes he doesn't. And when he was fighting Aizen in this sense, or this may have been before, but nonetheless, I can use it when he was fighting Ichigo, he had such words of empowerment. But when he saw his friends get demolished by Aizen, he didn't know what to do. He was devastated. He was in shock because he was in fear. Because for his first time, he met an enemy who was not only stronger than him, but was wiser than him as well, and had more, it had more polishness to him, in a sense. And that's just something that Ichigo was just unable to deal with, and it took him a while to kind of get his courage back up and to fight Aizen head on. So admiration is a feeling furthest away from understanding. Now that's debatable, but in this sense, when you're talking about admiration, it definitely goes towards Bleach, and I think this is what even makes Aizen more um, of a meaningful villain than any other because he doesn't have that much admiration. Now he may have admiration towards his overall goals, but he doesn't really care. He has his own self interest, and that's what makes him such a good villain is that he has his own interest at heart. Nobody else's interests matter. And when you're a villain, you don't care about anybody else. I mean, you have henchmen who you call on to do some of your dirty work, but ultimately you care about your own goals, and your own goals are the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters at all, and that's pretty cool of Isaac. So Now, this one is crazy. If you guys don't see this, if you guys do not see that he is the ultimate villain after this quote, it's going to be crazy. And I'm going to talk about some other stuff after I read these quotes too. So let's go and get into it. Since the beginning, no one has ever stood in the heavens, neither you nor me, not even God himself. But the unbearable vacancy in the throne of heaven shall be filled from this day, or this day forth. I will stand in heaven. So basically, Aizen's saying he's more powerful than God. I mean, if you don't believe that Aizen is the best villain in Bleach after hearing that, something's wrong. And there's been plenty of times when he said he's over God himself. He said that there is a vacancy in heaven, and I will be the one to fill that vacancy over God. And plenty of times he's told Ichigo this, and this is the reason why Aizen needs to come back if he already hasn't. I'm gonna start reading the manga soon, picking it back up. But Aizen needs to come back because he is a wonderful enemy. After reading all these quotes, I think that Aizen's probably the best villain in Bleach. And but I'm not done. I'm not done. And last but not least, this is the most powerful quote I've ever heard a villain say in a series ever. Over Dragon Ball Z, Soul Eater, Rainbow Nisha, any anime, all over 50 animes that I've seen. This is the most powerful quote that I'm about to read right now. And after this, you have to believe that Aizen is one of the top dogs or villains of all time. Reason exists for those who cannot go on living without clinging to it. Now let's go to the edge of reason. That was powerful. That was powerful. You know what? I don't even need to listen anymore. Aizen has been an enemy, or Aizen wasn't didn't start off as an enemy, and this what makes it so cool. Aizen was with Soul Society. He learned the ins and outs of Soul Society. He learned the weakness of Soul Society. He performed experiments on humans and people, some people within Soul Society, and he left. Not only did he leave, but he left with one of the strongest people within Soul Society, persons within Soul Society, and that's Gin. And not only that, he formed a new alliance called the Espadas that capitalized on all of the weaknesses of the lieutenants and each person within Soul Society. He took a character, one of the leading underrated people, Tosin, from Soul Society, and turn him into a hollow. They let him use the hollification. And not only that, the reason why those people left were kind of justified within Soul Society. I mean, within Aizen's view. Because when I heard the reason why Tosin left, not only that, it gets better. Gin could have went two ways. He could have joined Aizen because he first thought that, you know what, his idea is good of what he wants to do. But I want to see where he goes with this. Or he could have said, you know what? I know what Aizen does. I'm gonna follow him, and when he gets to that little thing that transforms him, I'm gonna snatch it out of him right before, and he'll die. Spoiler alert. So these are the reasons of why I think Aizen is the perfect villain in Bleach. And for people who don't think that, and they think that there's some other enemy uh, who is better than Aizen, I want to see your video responses. Please put it down below. I want to see, and share this video wherever you can. share this video wherever you can, because I can't think of an enemy right off top that is better than Aizen. After reading these quotes, I can't see it. But maybe you guys could show me something that I'm not seeing. Maybe you guys could show me something that I've overlooked with other enemies. But this just isn't about Aizen being the villain of Bleach. I think Aizen is the best villain of all times next to Sensui. Now, here's the thing. Sensui was a good enemy too, and he was kind of on the same level of Aizen. But I think what Aizen did better than any other villain is that he took away everything that Soul Society, or yeah, everything that Soul Society or people within Soul Society had as far as strength, and capitalized off of it and made it a weakness. And he took people within their own organization with him and made them a weapon or henchman for him to use at his own will. And Sensui didn't do that. So just leave your comments down below, letting me know your thoughts, your opinion, or your opinions, and please make a video response to this, because I want to hear what you guys got to say on this, because this is crazy. It's probably gonna be the most debated topic. But I'll check you guys later in the video. Peace. Sayonara.